Well, I have before, and they show me pictures of different ages, so I'm kind of feeling like they just are what age they need to be to either communicate, to show pictures, to tell what happened. Like if they were in an accident at 28, they'd show me the age of about 28, or 18 or whatever. And most of them seem to show me about 30 years old when they're done. And then I'll end up seeing grandfathers and grandmothers who will show me themselves as very old, but sometimes they'll come in really young at 30, and then they'll show me themselves really old after they've shown me 30. So I'm thinking the base age is about 30.
Now they have to come again through the vortex in order to show themselves to you, right?
They have to come through
Okay.
something.
Let's talk about what's on. It's a twofold question.
Uh-huh.
The, and then the second question is going to be what's on the other side of the vortex that none of us can connect to, not even our equipment. Um, there was a great Ghost Hunters on not too long ago. I think it was last season that showed a wall where a medium thought that there was a portal there. When they put the thermal gun on it, it actually, you could see the bodies of people kind of walking away and getting smaller, and then some coming to getting bigger. And that could have been a wormhole or vortex, and that's what it was called. That's what they called it. And they freely came in and left. This thing might have been opened some time ago, maybe 1,000 years, maybe 5 minutes ago, who knows. But they were moving freely. It was the most miraculous thing. You can find it on YouTube.
Yeah, I'll have to look for that. That
Yeah,
sounds.
it's amazing. If you could see movement in a portal or vortex, and again, look at fourth dimension paranormal investigations. We have examples of them in the sky coming into our air and then opening up and slowing down and dropping like a ball. And you can see that ball spinning. It's could be a wormhole. Could be from another time. It could be from another planet across the universe. We don't know. But whatever this was knows how to navigate significantly long distances. For example, if we Alpha Centauri is 4 light years away, and we go, oh my God, it's not the brightest in the sky, but it's the closest. But at our current speeds, to get there, it would take just a little over 1,000,000 years at our current rockets.
Yeah.
So, the speed of light, these guys are navigating it and exceeding it and using wormholes. All right, so with that in mind, we'll get to the other side for a second. These, we're going to be going, the team is going to be going to Bobby Mackey's. And I only say that is because there are a lot of spirits who even manifest on a routine basis. I've seen it. Seen pictures of it. I was there years ago, and there was actually a full manifestation caught by someone of a person standing up, but was about 8 feet off the floor. Fully, I know the guy who took the picture, it wasn't a goof up. It was totally real. So anyway, these people that are around us at all times and who haven't crossed over, what's the problem? A, are they afraid to? B, are they stuck against something? C, is something holding them? It seems like you want to go to the other side where all that stuff is.
There's a lot of reasons. There's been one reason is that they're afraid to be judged.
Okay.
Another reason is that maybe they weren't so nice when they were here, so they're afraid to go there because of being judged and what it holds. Other people are super religious when they pass, and they're afraid of the being judged and going to hell or to heaven, and they're worried about the little imperfections that they had. Um, Other ones, I think, are maybe stuck here because they need to see what they've started. Other ones, I believe, are here because they want to help and believe that they can help more here than they can if they pass over or they don't understand. Some don't know that they've passed, so um, they're just wandering around wondering what the heck happened. And for some reason, that seems to be, it's kind of like a shock mode. And I don't think that they really even know or understand what happened.
That's
They
got to
might,
be the scariest environment ever. We caught a boy
yeah,
who actually fell from the bleachers at one of the schools in Grand Rapids years ago.
horrible.
Pushed off, and he doesn't know he's dead.
Yeah,
And he appears in the hallways, and the EVP on him is today still. You know, he doesn't have anyone coming to him convincing him you're dead. He doesn't have any of that stuff going on. How long will this kid be thinking he's alive, but in this what did I say? Um,
realm.
realm, if you will, that he can see us. No one's answering him.
Sometimes I think they just get a little bit lost and they just need somebody. We had another psychic that actually carried a child with her on her lap and brought him, led him, called in his family and led him to his family.
Okay.
So I think it's so vast and there's so many different places that you can get a bit lost. And typically, I would think that they would be able to send a message to family members, hey, somebody's crossing over, you better get over there. Because most people have somebody waiting for them. So I'm not exactly, I'm not sure what happened with the little child who doesn't know and doesn't have anybody there. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, it's tough to say. I would. Well, anyway, those types of entities are in the realm that are pretty close to us. The dimensions in quantum physics describe the separation of them as each dimension like a membrane and very close to another membrane.
Right.
And they just seem to vibrate a little bit. And then there's 11 of those, and God, we can't even understand the fourth. Don't tell me about the fifth. um, yeah, if I study the fourth, I know I'm going to drink a fifth. But they move, and the thought behind that is once in a great while, or once in many times, it's doing it. We don't know how long these membranes are. When they do touch, there's a spark of energy. And the theoretical physicists today are saying that those are big bangs, just like we had one 13 some odd billion years ago. And when it touches, there's another big bang and a whole new alternate universe going on out there, meaning that there are oodles and oodles of universes being born routinely. Now, if you can imagine, we revolve around a sun. And the sun is a star in a galaxy, and a galaxy holds billions and billions of stars with billions and billions of planets within its own galaxy. There are also billions and billions of galaxies within our own universe. So the numbers are astronomical. Each galaxy with potential suns and planets. So with that in mind, the evolution and the largeness of it all is impossible to conceive. If there are alternate universes, then they believe that every decision that a human being makes, the decision you did not make, there is an alternate. Right now, we could have not done the show. And
Well,
that existence exists, but we can't see it.
I have seen what I call the angel hospital. And it was like a ring around the earth, and it had a bunch of angels that showed as white light with sort of a glow about them. And I could tell immediately that they were healers and that they were very compassionate. And the people, or the spirits that were there, were being tended to. Some looked like they were wounded and being healed, and other ones, I could tell intuitively that it was a mental thing that they were being rid of.
Now, when you say wounded, was that a physical in nature in our dimension?
Yeah.
Well, why would that matter?
Well, apparently you go through this membrane, this space, that's where you're healed. That's where any shock, grief, guilt, remorse, physical injuries, debriefing over your life, what you've gone through, whether you succeeded in what you attempted to do when you came here, all that kind of thing is all, in harmony and taken care of there.
I would think that everyone would go through it, if not for physical reasons, but for emotional reasons.
And I'm not sure why some don't, unless they only have a brief window to go through, and then they're too afraid, so they don't. And then they have to wait again before it comes back around, or it has somebody, that can actually call somebody to come get this person to bring them through.
Okay. Calling that person, once they're in spirit, and let's say they're in or out of the hospital, spirit, I believe, has had many, to the nth degree, families here in this dimension, or in a dimension that has reason to exist. So I have this affinity for early medieval. I know it well. I just know the way it worked. I just love seeing it on the internet. I read all about it, watch it on TV. So there's an affinity grafted inside of me that sort of lends itself toward that way. Other people can actually remember their death. Like on TV, some of these kids remember dying, and they go to the place and they actually visit the living people, like the sister or something.
Yeah.
And call the sister by their pet name, and no one knew it except her. That was a pilot in World War II on a Corsair. Some people remember as quickly as 9/11, crashing in the building and falling down and seeing their brains splattered. Now, why did these people within, let's say, 2011, 9/11, they were back in a pregnant mom's body within a couple of years? The one said he remembered going into the body. He remembered going into the body on a long cord, or like a vortex, sliding right down from somewhere into something. But he had the ability to choose which rope or string he was going to jump on.
Well, I think they already choose which one, but if for some reason that goes wrong or something happens, they have another way.
Now, why aren't all spirits jumping into wombs? Because when a baby's conceived, it's open to spirit, right? At that moment, it's open to spirit. And I don't care what anyone says. We've done enough research on this. You can call me a J-hole or whatever you do, but know this, that spirit comes and occupies a body. If you're